Good day, fellow cancer sufferers. I thought I'd actually sit down and actually spend a bit of time going through and actually telling you what my story is, because I'm actually trying to support the cancer oil campaign to allow cancer treatment patients to take cancer oil during their treatment. Basically, when I was having radiation and chemotherapy, the worst thing about it was when you had chemotherapy, I didn't eat for 3 or 4 days because I just couldn't physically manage to actually eat any food. Now, from what I've been told and what I've actually looked at on YouTube in terms of various stories, people who are actually using cannabis oil can actually eat a proper meal straight after chemotherapy. Now, one guy who was suffering quite badly with cancer started using cannabis oil, and his dad said, who was an ex-policeman, which was quite strange, because he was actually trying to stop people taking cannabis, but he was supporting his son with cannabis oil. They went out straight after chemotherapy and had a full-blown steak and egg and chips meal. Now that's actually fantastic. I mean, I could never do that. I mean, I contracted cancer back in December 1st, 2015, and it was cancer of the esophagus. So basically, they found a 60mm lesion in my feeding tube, which was causing the actual problem. So I went through chemotherapy and radiation treatment over a 6-week period, and I just couldn't eat anything during that period at all. I lost my appetite. I actually became very weak. I couldn't walk. I could shuffle down the actual ward when I was at the hospital, but that was it. My godson was my brick, was my daughter. She took me to every appointment over that 6-week period, every day, and she saw some horrific things that they tried to do to me. Because the worst thing about it, when you're having chemotherapy, is they actually put in a very big needle into the veins in the back of your hand. Now, basically they're saying, yes, it's six treatments over 6 weeks, so therefore they didn't actually put the little attachment here which you can actually plug in when you have chemotherapy. But they used to take probably 3 or 4 attempts to get a needle into my vein, and I used to scream with pain. It was horrible. So I do actually understand what you actually go through, and I would never want anybody to go through that again. I actually went through the 6-week period. I finished on the 23rd of January 2017. February they actually left me alone in terms of let the body come back to normal, and then I went into Croydon Hospital on the 28th of March, and I'd made a surgery where they removed 75% of my stomach. They operated through my back, so I have a scar that goes virtually from my spine to my side, and they opened me up 8 inches so they could actually do the actual work. And there was 3 surgeons, and they took 8 hours to do the operation. I was on the operating table for 8 hours. But to be good to them and the physios, because the following day after the operation, I was actually walking with a physio with a face mask on, with a walking frame, with all these different containers and drains from my body, and it was, I mean, I was out of it because of all the drugs they given. But within that week, I started off with just fluids, and then by the end of the week, I was sitting there actually having a full-blown meal. And the surgeon says, right as rain. So after the week, I went home. But obviously, I was very weak. I couldn't really do much. But the thing was, the surgeon didn't tell me that you'd have nerve pain issues. And I used to have a disc which was about 10 inches in diameter and about 2 inches deep on my back, where all the nerves are actually trying to rejoin themselves. And through massage, going to hydration at Lycol Pool, eventually they managed to get that down to the proper skin level. But even now, 2 years later, I mean, I'm talking now, February 2018, now I've come back to Australia, I'm back on my painkillers again. Although for the last 2 years, while I've been living in Thailand, because the temperature is so constant between 27 and 33 degrees, I didn't have to use painkillers at all, because you've got an even temperature My body enjoyed it, and basically I was fine. But now I've come back to Australia, and with the inclement weather, and it changes all the time, it goes straight into my back. As soon as the temperature drops, then I'm in trouble. So basically, I'm back to 3 tablets a day, and I have to do exercise in the morning, so I get stiff overnight. So I do some exercise in the morning, basically to loosen myself up again, and then go to work. So if there's an opportunity of cancer users to use cannabis oil, I would seriously suggest them to do the research, have a look at it, and you won't regret it, because at the end of the day you'll be able to eat where I wasn't. So to those sufferers, I do sympathise with you, and I hope everything goes well with you and you fight it and you come out the other side, because it's a very, very rigorous, hard disease to fight. And I know a lot of people don't, but there are a lot of people that do. So I hope everything goes well, and at some time in the future I may post a video just to let you know how things are going. Have a good day. Cheers. Bye.